Good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to class. For today's class, you're going to need a couple of blocks. Don't think we need a strap. And we will get started very shortly in a heart opener. So you're going to need your 2 blocks. Today's theme is embracing our feminine energy, which in yoga is called Shakti. Oftentimes I confuse the Shakti with the Bhakti because they're very similar. So the Shakti is the feminine energy. And in order to stimulate the feminine energy, it allows us to connect to our needs at the moment. There's a lot of power in a feminine energy, nurturing whatever it is that we need, connecting to our emotions and also to our loved ones. When the Shakti energy is out of balance, it affects our nerve system, it affects the sleep, it affects our emotion. We feel disconnected, we feel very anxious. So through the practice today, I will always invite you, and that's a part of the yoga practice, is learning the art of doing more with less effort. Less does not mean that you depriving yourself of doing a beautiful practice. Oftentimes your body needs to be in a certain place that is modified, that allows you to go further because you can feel your body. You're embracing your body. That's the wisdom of the Shakti's energy. Okay, rather than go, push with no concept of connecting to your needs and where you are in your body. The Shakti energy allows you to connect to the deeper layers of your being. Okay, so this will be our theme today. I will show modifications. Everyone can practice a beautiful practice. I say it again and again, even if you didn't do one down dog. There are many ways that you can still, if anything, your practice might be even better and stronger because you're not overloading your nerve system and you're not overloading areas in your body that are healing. So we will get started with the heart opener. One block will be on the medium setting, vertical, and then the second block will be on the tall setting for your head. We may have to play with the blocks a little bit, so take your, the bottom block will be vertical, long like so. Today there's different variation. We're going to start this way. And then the bottom part of your block is going to go right below your shoulder blades. So find that part first. And then lift your hips off the floor. Grab the second block. If you have a ponytail, good idea to move the ponytail out of your way. And then press the block. Your hips are off the floor for a moment here. Lengthen your hips. This is a wonderful way to do a little traction of your spine. Breathe, lengthen, and then lower your hips down. Walk your feet slightly forward. Relax your arms in a comfortable position. Give yourself a couple of breaths to arrive. Feel free to massage the back of your skull over the block. And then find a sense of stillness. Bringing awareness to your breath through the front, the side, and the back, expanding your chest. Inhale. Breathe. Hold your breath. Notice the intercostal muscles, those muscles between your ribs expanding. And then exhale. As you're breathing diaphragmic breath, your diaphragm pushes the organs down. Inhale. And then exhale, descend. Inhale. Add a little pause at the top of your breath and then exhale. Some of you will stay here with your arms. The other option is to grab opposite elbows and frame your ears. Your fingers are barely touching. So we spoke about the fingertips. Each fingertip has about 3,000 nerve endings. So we have about 30,000 nerve endings in your fingers. Can you soften and tune into that? Feel free to wiggle your hips a little. So swaying your knees to the right and left is going to massage your spine against the block a little bit. And we're shifting this energy through the body. Change your arms if you're grabbing opposite elbows and notice why this side may feel a little awkward. Catch yourself wanting to overly grip your fingers. Find your feminine energy here, soft, connected, nurturing. And then with your next breath, liberate your arms, big circle all the way down. Bring your hands to your heart center, palms together, and then reach your palms through your forehead, over your head, big circle. Palms together to your heart center, over your head, big circle. One more time, inhale, wiggle your hips a little, and palms over your head, stretch out your arms, elbows straight, big circle. Good, a few shoulder rolls. Palms down alongside your body. Bring your feet a little closer to you. Lift your hips off the floor. Doing a little bridge here. Sway your hips right and left over the long block. Keep breathing. Good, slowly lower your hips. Move the block from your head. Push your elbows down and move the second block. Lay on your back. Enjoy. Notice the flow of breath and energy. Hug your knees to your chest. Circle your ankles in both directions. And now tap your knees with your palms. And as if you're running in place, one knee goes forward and the opposite knee goes away. Keep your sacrum grounded. Tuck your chin under a little. Flossing your hips here. Good. And now with your next breath, keep your right knee, interlace your hands below your right knee, and drop your left foot down to the floor. Knee is bent, press your left foot down to fire up your glutes. Shoulders are grounded, flex your right foot, inhale. And now exhale, just lift your glutes off the floor. You're still on your low back. Just loading that left glute, relax the shoulders down. And then ever so slowly lengthen your tailbone, lower your hips. Bring your knee a little closer to you. Extend your left leg out. Quad muscles are active. Your knee is about, left knee is about at the same length as your right foot. Bend your left knee, inhale, press your left foot, fire up your glutes, shoulders down, lift your glutes off the floor. Look at your right ankle, align it with your right knee. Fire up the left glute, press the tips of your toes. With your next breath, lengthen your tailbone, lower down, extend your left leg. Good. Keep your hands over your heart, extended to the ceiling. Now lift your right shin so your leg is parallel to the floor. And then with your next breath, lift your shoulders and lift your chin, hands alongside the body. No, just framing your legs here. You're framing your legs. One hand on each side. Lift your chest, lift your chin, sacrum down. Slowly lower your head and bend your left knee. Inhale. Exhale, push your left leg out, sacrum down. Press your palms towards the floor, lift your shoulders, lift your chest. Lift your chin, press the shoulders down for 3. If your neck bothers you, one hand behind your head. For 2, for 1, bend your knees, lower your head. Inhale. Exhale, ground the shoulders, extend your leg, press your palms down like you're pressing 2 balls. Lift your chest and lift your chin. Breathe here for 3. Breathe 2 and 1. Now grab your hands over to the right. Keep breathing, lift your chin a little more, lift your shoulders. For 3, breathe 2 and 1. Slowly release, hug your knees to your chest. Find that Shakti, that female energy in you. What your needs are, connect to them. And the reason is that when we take care of ourselves, we are able to give and nurture more. This time, interlace your hands in front of your left knee. Drop your right foot down to the floor. Spread your toes, press your right foot a lot. Notice your glutes active, depress the shoulders, lift your glutes off the floor. Little. Keep here, press the toes down for 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your tailbone, lower down. Extend your right leg out, knee towards your chest. Bend your right leg down to the floor, inhale. Press your foot, fire up your glutes, lift your glutes off the floor. Shoulders want to come to your ear, depress them down. Press the tips of your toes. Lengthen and lower your hips down. Extend your right leg out. Core muscles are active. Lift your palms over your heart, extended to the ceiling. Inhale. Look at your feet, keep them in the train tracks. And now press your palms down, lift your chest and lift your chin. Keep breathing here, sacrum down for 3. Breathe 2 and 1. Bend your leg, lift your arms. Depress the shoulders down, inhale. Exhale, push your right leg through molasses, quad muscles are active. Lift your shoulders, press your hands. Keep breathing here. Chin is up for 3. Breathe 2. Breathe 1. Bend and come up. Unload the tension. Last one, inhale. Exhale, extend your right leg strong. Press your palms towards the floor, lift your chin, lift your shoulders. If you need support, one hand behind your head. For 4 and 3, 2 And one, take your hands outside of your left knee. Lift your chin. Your chin wants to go down. That's going to strain your neck. Lift it up and lift your shoulders. Lift one more vertebra for 3. Breathe 2 and 1. Oh, come back home. Drop your hands in a T. Drop your feet down wide. And our knees sway to the right. Take your right ankle over your left knee. Maybe a block under your right thigh so you're not going too far. That way you're not overly stressing the tissue, and relax your shoulders and your hips. Breathe. Keep breathing. Bulge your belly. Stretch out those abdominal muscles. Slowly come up. Release your leg and chain. Drop your knees over to the left. Left ankle over right. Maybe a block under your left thigh. Catch yourself trying to tense up. Can you find that feminine energy? Nurturing, healing. With your next breath, lift your knees up. Add your knees to your chest. Little circles with your hips. Go all the way down to your tailbone and to the right, left glute, top of your hip. Full circle. Try to cover as much of that tissue as possible. And then with your next breath, cross your ankles, rock and roll, come into all fours. Okay, so we're gonna do some fun routines here with the blocks. Watch for a moment so it's not gonna get confusing for you. One block is gonna be under your right knee and one block is gonna be under your left hand in quadruped, okay? Now, what's gonna happen is we're gonna first floss the SI joint. That joint sometimes gets a little off balance. You have the option to tuck your right toes under. Your hands are aligned together, left hand on the block, right hand. Knees are aligned together. Just watch for a moment. I'm gonna lift my left hip like I'm doing a crunch. And then I'm gonna hover my lower leg. You're gonna feel a bunch of stuff going on in your low back and your SI joint. That's a good thing. We'll repeat that 3 times, and I'm gonna take my left leg out, aligned with my right knee. Right hand does a little fist open to a T position. And then we're gonna slide from the rib cage. As we come up, here comes the trick. You're gonna take your left leg back to a spinal balance. We're gonna do that one more time. Breathe in, and then from there we will guide you. You should be okay after that. Just follow the directions. So, quadruped, one right knee on the block, left knee on the floor. Left hand, lift your chest and gaze forward. With your next breath, lift your left hip and your left knee off the floor. Fire hydrant variation. And then hover your left shin down. Breathe. Lift up, inhale. Keep your right hip back and in. Exhale, drop your left shin, don't touch. Lift up, inhale. And exhale. Good. Gaze over to the left. Extend your left leg. Right hand in the T position. Make a fist with your right arm. Gaze forward. Inhale. Core active from your ribcage. Slide your right hand underneath you. Depress the right shoulder and the left shoulder. With your next breath, pull your right arm like you're pulling a band. And now lift your left leg behind you, off the floor, square your hips. Your right toes can stay on the floor. With your next breath, gaze over to the left leg to the left. Make sure you're stable on your knees. Slide your right arm underneath you. Lengthen your chest. With your next breath, pull your right arm in a T position. Take it forward to the top of your mat. Lengthen your left leg behind you. You're in a spinal balance here. Lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, knee to your elbow, round your spine. Keep breathing. Inhale, extend your leg, extend your arm. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Extend your arm, extend your leg. Take your right hand down for a moment, right fingertips. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Kickstand your left foot, and now extend your right leg to side modified plank. Lift your right arm up and make a little fist. Circle your wrist. We're gonna give the left hand a little break. Look at your right foot. Turn your right toes to the edge of that mat. Bend your right knee. Right forearm on your thigh. Turn your left hand behind your head and give yourself a little stretch here. Modified side angle. Ground the left hip down. Lift your ribcage up. Breathe. Slowly, slowly liberate your left hand. Gaze to the top of your mat. Move your blocks out of the way, child's pose with hands on the block. Take a moment here, breathe. With your next breath, gaze forward. And I would change it up. This time, your left knee is on the block. Make sure you're sitting on the block safely, right in the center. Your right hand is on the block. And then align your knees and your hands. Lift your chest, push. With your next breath, lift your right shin off the floor, lift it high. Draw the left hip back, and now hover your right shin down. Don't touch. Your knees off the floor, of course. You're almost touching the floor. That's going to deepen the stretch. And then lift it up, hold. Use your shoulder strength, not your wrist. Your core, and then lower down, hover. Gaze forward, depress the shoulders. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, hover. Good, look to the right. Extend your right leg, aligning with your left knee. Open your left hand, make a fist with your left hand in the T position. Chest is forward, depress the right shoulder, inhale. On the exhale, thread the needle. Form your ribcage, depress your shoulders. Your hand is floating off the floor. Now imagine you have a band, you're pulling that band, lift your left hand to a T position. Maybe your left toes are tucked under, extend your right leg behind you. Your glutes are active. Gaze to the right, take your right leg to a T position. Thread the needle one more time. Depress the shoulders and lengthen your chest. With your next breath, pull your left arm. Bring your left fingertips down to the floor. Extend your right leg behind you. Left hand in front of you. Maybe you make a fist. Maybe your left toes are tucked under. Inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow, round your spine. One side always a little more crooked and challenging. And extend your leg. Gaze forward. Remember your challenges are temporary. Elbow to knee, adjust your knee if you need to. Woo. And extend your leg. One more time. Inhale. Breathe. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Take your left hand down. Take your right knee down. Kickstand your right leg. Extend your left leg out. Modified side plank. Lift and make fist with your left hand, little circles. Learn how to tune into what you need. Find that feminine energy inside of you. With the feminine energy, there's a power. There's nurturing, there is wisdom. Okay, look at your left foot. Turn your toes to the top of your mat. Bend your left knee. Lift your right hand. Left forearm on your left thigh. Right hand behind your head. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your ribcage up. Squeeze your inner thighs. Take advantage of this beautiful side bend. Catch yourself holding your breath. Slowly, slowly release it. Gaze forward. Bring your blocks, child's pose. Inhale, gaze forward. Take the hands over the block. Sometimes it's more comfortable to put the heels of your hands at the edge of the block for more stability. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Bend your knees a lot first. Lift your hips high. And then straighten one heel down. And then change. Bend and straighten each leg. Breathe. Find stillness. Visualize the block between your elbows. And then with your next breath, ripple forward, coming to a plank pose. You may have to lengthen your legs a little bit. Draw the heels of your hands towards your knees so your chest comes forward. You can always drop your knees down or one knee at a time. Drop your knees down to the floor, child's pose. Inhale, gaze forward, plank pose. Push the heels of your hands, inner thighs are active. Lengthen your tailbone. Drop your knees down, child's pose. Listen to your body and your knees. Always can keep one knee at a time. Tease your body and see how it responds. Don't tell your body forever, I can't do this. Okay, because as we create strength over our practices, you might notice you can do more. Inhale last time. Push the floor. Here's your modification. You can push the floor like you do in a modified plank. Maybe you just lift one knee off the floor. Lift your chest off the floor. Maybe you change your knees or you lift both. Very nice. And now slowly, downward facing dog. And walk your blocks towards your feet. Good. Take your left hand on the block. Lift your right foot. We'll give the hand a little massage. And Padahastasana, the right foot. A right hand goes underneath the right foot. Toes towards your wrist. Some of you can keep your knees bent. Now inhale and exhale, push the shoulder back. Bend your left knee a little and then straighten your right. Gaze forward. Hollow your belly. Press your toes down towards the heel of your hand. And now slowly bend your right knee and release your right hand. Take your right hand behind you, little circle. Make a fist, little circle. Take your right hand down, left hand under your left foot, all the way. Shoulders away from your ears. Bend your right knee, inhale. Draw the left shoulder back and down. Press your foot to your hand. If you need to bend your left knee a little, please do so. But keep pulling your shoulder blades down. Keep breathing here. Shine a light on the left side of your body. Lift your chest up and over. You're folding from your hips even if your knees are bent. Ever so slowly. Gaze forward, liberate your left hand. Take your hand back behind you and circle your wrist. Gaze forward, take the blocks on the medium setting, and now lift your chest halfway up. Draw the shoulders back, lift your kneecaps, lengthen your tailbone. Energetically pull the heels of your hands towards your shins so your chest comes forward. Slowly walk your blocks slightly forward and drop your knees to your chest. Drop your knees to the floor. All right, a little show and tell. Take a moment, play with your wrist, take advantage of whatever feels good, okay? I talked about listening to your Shakti, to your feminine energy. And the feminine energy sometimes says, I can do less, I don't have to do that much more than my body can tell me I need to do, okay? So here is the modification. Down dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. We're gonna bend the knee and stack the hips. Gaze under the left armpit. The left hip goes back. Three-legged down dog. You can always drop your left knee to bring your right knee to your tricep. And then to the left knee. We're gonna drop the left knee down, slide the left leg back, and now you're gonna sit on your hips. And we're gonna do a little side bend here. Keep breathing. Lift your chest. So I showed you the modification. And now with your next breath, gaze over to the right. Lift your chest up. Lift your hips up. Gaze to the top of your mat. Bring your left foot to the top of your mat. Walk your right leg back. Knee off the floor. You can always drop it down. Easy twist. With your next breath, left elbow bends, and then stretching your left leg just a little bit. Bring your left elbow inside of your left leg. Gaze towards your belly. Inhale, easy twist. Exhale, bend the elbow, stretching your left leg a little bit. Gaze towards your belly. Runner's lunge, frame your left foot. Take your left leg back. Come all the way forward. Ashtanga style. Drop your knees, drop your chest, and drop your chin. Slide your leg all the way back. Baby cobra. Open your chest, your glutes are active. Your heels come towards one another. Tuck your toes under, come through child's pose. Rinse it off. You can stay here, or you're coming up to downward facing dog. So now you know the modified version. You can always drop your knees. Feet together, left leg lifts, inhale. Bend your knees, tuck your hips. Gaze under the right armpit. Your left armpit wants to come up, drop it down. With your next breath, three-legged down dog. Come to your right tippy toes, left knee to your left triceps. Remember, you can drop your right knee down. Take your knee to your right elbow. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Slide your right leg out. Right hand down, left hand behind you, a little side bend. Oh, yes. Pavrita Janu Sasasana, revolved. Janu Sasasana here. Lift your chest up. Depress the left hip down. With your next breath, gaze to the left. Plant your left hand. Stay here or ground your right foot. Lift your hips. Glutes are active. Gaze to the top of your mat. Right foot comes forward. Extend your left leg behind you. Easy twist. Back hip is active. Lift the left thigh. Gaze forward. Bend your right elbow. Bring it inside of your right leg. Straighten your right leg just a little. Depress the shoulders. Easy twist. Remember, your knee can come down. Glutes are active. Bend the elbow. Straighten your right leg a little. Release your right hand, runner's lunging bell. Exhale, plank pose. Shift your body forward, drop your knees down, drop your chest and drop your chin slow. Lengthen your knees back. Inhale, cobra or up dog. For up dog, you're gonna lift your knees and your hips off the floor. Elbows are straight, glutes are active. Go through child's pose. Take a moment here, breathe. Tap your toes. Downward facing dog. So we have one more round just like that. We're gonna move a little bit faster. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend your knee and stack your hips. Gaze forward, right knee to your right triceps. Lift your knee high. Knee to your left. Drop your left right knee down. Stretch out. Slide your left leg all the way back. Sit on your glutes. Right hand behind your head, left hand on your thigh. Flex the left leg. Side bend. Lift it up. Find that feminine energy. Catch yourself tensing up. Before we go to the continue with this flow, lift your torso up and now take your right forearm down to the floor. Lift your left hand up and over your head. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Flash it out. Each time you can feel your ribcage expanding with a little bit more ease. Lift your left hand, ground your left foot, modified wild thing. Breathe. Gaze to the top of your mat, left foot forward. Stretch out the right leg, easy twist. One time only, bend your left elbow, straighten your left leg, any amount. Breathe. Runner's lunge, inhale. Plank pose, exhale. Shift your weight all the way forward. You can go with your knee, chest, and chin, or lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Toes are tucked under. Downward facing dog. Last one, left leg lifts, inhale. Bend your knee and stack your hips. You could do the same thing with your knee on the floor. Gaze forward, left knee to your left tricep. Knee to your right elbow. Drop that left knee all the way down. Slide your right leg back, sit on your glutes. Right hand extends, left hand behind you. Lift your ribcage, but ground the left hip down. Find ease, flex your right foot. Find what your body needs. Where do you need to nurture? Where do you need to connect? And find a sense of peace within your practice. Can you notice and be a witness how your breath and your pillar of light and your mindfulness slowly works this beautiful body, letting go of the tension, getting stronger, more stable. And as slowly come up, take your left forearm down to the floor, lift your right hand forward and over your head. Gaze up towards the ceiling, draw the arm into the socket. There's a little back bend here. With your next breath, slowly lift your right hand, come to your left hand, ground your right foot, Modified wild thing. Glutes are active. Good. Gaze forward. Right foot comes forward. Lengthen your left leg. Easy twist. Hollow your belly. Lengthen your torso. One time only. Bend your right elbow. Straighten your right leg. Bring your hand inside. Your right leg probably won't be straight totally, and that's okay. With your next breath, bend your right knee, runner's lunge, inhale. Exhale, plank pose, or you're on your knees. Gaze all the way forward, inhale, lower down any way that works for you. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Take a moment to reset. Today, try to dress your body, your mannerism like a bride. A beautiful bride where there is purity in your body, purity in your breath, purity in your mindset. There's a celebration and a celebration of exhibiting your individual inner art when you move through the breath and through the movement of the practice. With your next breath, come all the way up to quadruped. Once again, we're going to thread the needle. We will stay here this time. I'm going to show you the options. First option, you can bend your right knee and then slide your left hand and grab your shin or your ankle or outside of your foot. If you have a strap here, that will be a nice opportunity for less flexible people to put a strap over your right foot, but none of that is necessary. And now slowly drop your left shoulder in your head, right fingertips over your head. You can stay here or you can start to slide your right leg. Rotate your ribs. For some of you, you can go to the back of your skull. Feel free to bend your right knee slightly and then straighten your leg. Yes, I love that variation because it hydrates the tissue. And again, find that little feminine energy in your body, like a little bride. Even if you're a man and you're doing this practice, we all have a feminine and a masculine energy to balance ourselves. Slowly bend your right knee. Bring your right hand by your nose. Liberate your right foot with your hand if you were grabbing it. And now take your right leg all the way to the left. Gaze over the left shoulder. Slowly come back center. Find a block, sit on a block in Vajrasana, in a comfortable seat here. Bring your palms up on your thighs. Broaden your shoulders. Cross your arms and give yourself a little hug here. Notice the fingertips, the sensitivity of your fingertips again. The softer they are, the more you feel. Bring your palms to your third eye, your ajna, your sixth chakra, your sixth energy wheel. Wisdom, intuition, focus. And then bring your hands to your heart center. This is just a small gesture to show you how from a crazy busy day, you can just so quickly turn that switch off and turn this Shakti energy inside of you. With your next breath, come again to quadruped. This time your left leg extends. I'll do it this way. Bend your left knee, sorry. Grab your right hand, go towards your shin, your ankle, or the outer blade of your foot, or a strap. And now you're gonna drop your right shoulder down in your head. Start to slide your leg out if it's available. Your left fingertips can go up and over your head. If you feel too much pulling behind your knee, bend your knee. Now there's a very, very subtle tug of war here. Your right shoulder and your right hip are pulling to the right as you're pressing the outer blade of your left foot down to the floor. Be mindful of not pulling anything behind your knees. Can you breathe long and pause even longer to unclog and to stretch out any little crinkly sensations in your body? Breathe in and breathe out. Full breath. Can you reach your back body? Can you reach your right shoulder with your breath, your hips? With your next breath, bend your left knee. Bring your left hand by your nose. Liberate your right hand. And take your left leg all the way behind you to the right. Draw the right hip, the shoulders down, and draw the right hip back. Good. Slowly come center. Find your block once again. Sit on your heels. Turn your palms on your thighs. Take your left hand behind you. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And now visualize the space between your left ear and your left shoulder growing. Stretching out the scalings, the sternocleidomastoid, all of those muscles around your neck. Some of them connect to your collarbone and to your sternum. And then you can say yes. You can say a little no. Be gentle. If you feel something in or around your ear, that's normal. Now we're going to do a little resistance. Stay with your ear dropped to the right shoulder. Take your right hand above your left ear. Now listen carefully. Push your head, push your head, it's like a P and F, push your head to your hand. And that's an active stretch here. Your head to your hand, not your hand to your head. And I push your head to your hand so much that your head wins and you come all the way up. Oh, lots of heat. Release everything. Oh, come down. Be mindful of what you were able to just release in there. Flush it out with your breath. Right hand behind you. Bend the right elbow. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And I notice the space between your right ear and your right shoulder growing. Feel free to say little yes or no, or lift your chin and stay, just explore. Try to tease your body when you're going to a place that you don't typically want to go. And now with your next breath, take your left hand above your right ear and now resist your head to your hand. Your head to your hand. And now push your head so much that your head wins and it lifts your head upright. Liberate your hands. Shoulder rolls. Grab your knees, cup your knees here like you're grabbing your knees. Inhale. And now exhale around your spine. Core is active. Depress the shoulders a little. Breathe into your back body. Slowly release it and come up. Very nice. Come off your block. Take the blocks through the midsection of your mat on the side. We're going to use it. Now we're going to go into our flow. For the most part, everything is pretty much self-explained. You already know skater. So the skater, this time we're going to just float the leg. And then you're going to come to your right fingertips on the block, and then you're going to abduct the leg. So you're going to draw the left hip back. Do your best. This is awkward. Bend your left knee. You're going to cross over. Okay, we're going to do that 2 times, and then we'll finish up with half moon. You can keep your right fingertips on the block. I really love this variation because it keeps me honest. And when you lift up the right hand, eventually you're going to feel that you're very wobbly because you are in the right alignment, okay? So, blocks to the side, downward facing dog, or for some of you, quadruped if it's too hard for you. Lift your right leg up. Look at your belly, all 5 toes are down, and draw the left hip back. Walk your hands towards your leg. Find your blocks on the medium setting. Woo. Lift your chest up. Draw the shoulders back. Bend your left knee slightly. Slide your right leg all the way to the left. Hover and gaze to the left. Inner thighs are active. And now gaze over to the right. Come to your right fingertips And bring the right leg maybe to your hip height. Maybe it's not gonna happen today. Inhale, gaze over to the left, bend your left knee, come to your hand, hover. Right fingertips, swing your leg to the right. Breathe in here, use those glutes. Beautiful. Now take your right leg behind you into half moon. Right fingertips are still there. Draw the left hip back. Front lower ribs are down and in. Stay here or take your right hand to your hip and rotate your left rib cage towards the ceiling. That's where you do less, but you're really getting so much more. Feel it for 2 and 1. Slowly square your hips. Walk your blocks in front of you. And now bring your right foot forward. Runner's lunge. Good. Ground your left foot. Make sure your feet are long. And now push the floor and come to warrior two. Keep breathing. Bring lots of energy to your left leg. Parsvakonasana, side angle. We visited the modification earlier. Bring your left hand forward and over your head. Draw the right sit bone towards your left sit bone. Rotate your right rib cage towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or some of you can float your right hand like you're holding a ball. Keep rotating your right ribs towards the ceiling. Now listen, lift up that ball, straighten your right leg, turn your right foot in, bend your left knee, and you are in side lunge. Grab your left ankle with your right hand and twist. Lengthen your chest. Breathe. Front lower ribs doing a little crunch. Liberate your right hand. Walk everything to the top of your mat. Runner's lunge, and now drop your left knee down to the floor. Good. Bring your right heel towards your left knee towards your right heel, and now lift your chest up. Your left toes are tucked under. Take your hands behind you, interlace your hands, right thumb on top of left thumb. Draw the shoulders back and down, glutes are active. Lift your back ribs a little back bend. Breathe. Bring your hips forward. Widen your collarbones. Okay, I'm gonna rock your boats a little bit. If that's too hard, you're gonna liberate your hands or straighten your right knee and Ardha Hanuman, half split with your hands behind you. Feel free to bend your right knee a little and feel free to liberate your hands and rest your hands on blocks. Drag the right heel towards your right sit bone. With your next breath, power your core and your glutes. Lift your chest up. Liberate your hands. Move the blocks out of your way. Left hand down. Either you're going to kickstand and go to side plank variation, or many variations. You can lift up your left knee, go to the outer blade. You can stack your feet. You can lift your leg up. Do whatever feels good. Breathe here, but lift your hips high. For 3. Breathe 2. And breathe 1. Slowly come all the way down. Come all the way to your belly. Make a little pillow. Take a little rest. Find that Shakti, that energy, the female energy. Come into your Sphinx pose. Before we go to the other side, spread your fingers, walk your knees back, heels towards one another. Your glutes are active because it's a back bend. And now bring your chest forward. Visualize your sternum, your breastbone is reaching towards the top of your mat. Lift your back ribs. Beautiful. Now lift your left hand and bring your right hand towards your right wrist. Bend your right knee and flip your right leg behind you. Okay? Yeah. Take your right hand behind your head. Inhale. And now exhale, bring your right elbow towards your left elbow. Depress the shoulders, but lengthen your chest. Core is active. Inhale, lift your chest, just mobilizing the thoracic midsection. Exhale, right elbow to your left elbow, hollow your belly. Depress the shoulder, but lengthen your chest, crown of the head. Visualize your chest is coming out of a tortoise shell. Slowly come center. Come all the way down. Make a little pillow. Take a little rest. Massage your forehead on your knuckles. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Bring your hands by your ribs. Push the floor. Downward facing dog. We'll do the other side with the hand. You have your blocks alongside your body. Feet together, left leg lifts. Bring your hands halfway towards your feet. Find your blocks on the medium setting. Broaden your chest, look under your belly. All 5 toes are down, draw the right hip back. Good. With your next breath, bend your right knee and swing your left leg to the right. Gaze over to the right, draw the right hip back. Float your leg if you can. Some of you may have to bend the knee if it's easier. Now, gaze forward, come to your left fingertips, swing your left leg to the left, maybe to hip height. Draw the right hip to the midline. It wants to sway to the right. Drop your left hand down, bend your right knee, swing your leg again to the right. Shoulders away from your ears. Draw the right hip. Slowly swing it to the left, come to your fingertips. Okay, your standing leg is your right leg. Stay on your left fingertips. Swing your left leg back. You're in half moon variation. Lift your chest, draw the right sit bone back and in. And now start to open your chest. If that feels good, maybe your left hand goes to your hip. And now you can rotate your right ribcage further to the ceiling. Keep breathing. For 4. Draw the right hip back and in. 2. And 1. Slowly, slowly square your hips. Find your blocks. And now walk your blocks all the way forward. Bring your left foot forward to runner's lunge. Or maybe you grab your foot and you walk 3 times. It doesn't matter. But walk your left foot way forward. Now ground your right heel. Push the floor, warrior 2. Lengthen your tailbone. Lift your chest. Find that female energy. We went through the practice today. We give ourselves little breaks to remind us of our needs. And then with your next breath, Parsvakonasana, left forearm on your thigh. Bring your right hand forward and over your head. Plug the arm in. Draw the left sit bone towards your right sit bone. Then rotate your ribcage a little more to the ceiling. Now stay here or lift your left hand and grab the imaginary ball. Rotate your left ribcage. Now with your next breath, push your legs, lift your ball up. Turn your left foot in. And now bend your right knee, grab your right shin with your left hand, twist. Lengthen your chest forward, then twist a little more. Breathe in here for 3. Breathe 2. And 1. Ever so slowly, liberate your left hand. Walk your body to the top of your mat. Runner's lunge. Find your blocks and drop your right knee down to the floor. Anjaneyasana. Squeeze your legs towards one another. Glutes are active. Take your hands behind you. This time your left thumb interlace on top. Walk your fingers one at a time. Glutes active. Lift your back ribs. Widen your collarbone. Inhale. And now open your chest. A little back bend. Your hips are forward. Glutes have to stay strong and active. Lift your back ribs. I like to tuck my chin a little bit down so it doesn't overstress my neck. And now ever so slowly, you're going to come all the way forward, straighten your left leg, flex your left foot, and come forward. Feel free to liberate your arms and to use blocks instead. Keep breathing here for 4. Breathe here for 3. Lift a little higher, 2. And 1. Slowly, slowly come up. Liberate your arms, bend your left leg. Move your blocks out of the way. Right hand down, side plank, any variation. You can stay here with your knee down or you can escalate it a little bit more to wherever you are today. Breathe here for 4. Lift your hips. Shift your chest up. 2 and 1. Slowly release to plank pose. Lower everything down to the floor. Make a little pillow. Walk your feet back, walk your knees back. Take a moment to nurture your body, to nurture your nerve system. Learn to pay attention to what your needs are. So when you go through more challenges, you're able to remember that feminine side of you. With your next breath, come into Sphinx pose. Shoulders away from your ears, widen your collarbone, glutes are active. The tendency for the heels to drop, bring them towards the midline, like you're squeezing a little ball between your thighs. Now, can you bring your chest further a little more since we opened the body quite a bit today? And now lift your right hand up and take your right hand towards your left wrist. Bend your left knee and now flip it behind you. Left hand behind your head. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Ooh. Each side is so different. Breathing to the awkward. Depress the shoulder, but lengthen your chest. And then slowly come up. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come up. Slowly lower your hand. Come all the way down to your belly. And bring your hands all the way forward. Walk your feet back. Point your toes and engage your glutes. Bend your knees and bring your toes towards your glutes. Some of you can stay here. Some of you can bend the elbows and just lift your chest up like a little seal. Okay? Variation. And then some of you can go to a full bow. That means that you're coming down, you're grabbing your ankles or tops of your feet here. Point your toes and bring your knees towards one another. Shoulders back and down. Exhale all your air out. Glutes, glutes, glutes are active. And then with your next inhalation, push your feet to your hand to lift whatever you can off the mat. And then gaze towards the bridge of your nose. Energize your upper back, lift it up. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Child's pose. So now before you go to your child's pose, it's you change your mind and now you're dropping your hips to the right. And then you're dropping your hips to the left. Right and left. Okay, and then have a seat for a moment. I just want to show you where we're going to go here. It's going to be a nice stretch. And then from that little stretch, we're going to transition into pigeon pose. For some of you, pigeon pose will have to be on your back. So you will just have to modify if you need to, or you can go to the 90-90. Okay? So, down dog, left leg lifts, knee to your right triceps. You've been there before. You're going to slide your leg through like you do in a falling triangle, but we're not. And then walk that right foot way back there until you come down to the floor. Okay? You're going to come down to your forearms. The block under your head is really nice. The right foot is very important. You're pressing the ball of your foot back to feel that beautiful stretch. And then there is more. So the right leg, look at the right leg behind you. You're going to bend it. You're going to come to your hand. You can come to modified, not to modified. You're going to come to wild thing variation. Glutes are active. It's a back bend, so your glutes are active. You can stay here, or some of you, I know some of you want spice. You got left hand down, left hand down, left hand down, left hand down. Yeah. And now you're going to lift your leg up. That's just a variation. And then from there, you're going to gaze forward, bring the left knee down, and pigeon pose. I know it's crazy, but I gave you options. So use your feminine energy, okay? So there is hills and valleys and dessert and spicy food all mixed together. And sometimes we need it all. So I'm giving you the options, you decide. Downward facing dog. By the way, if you need to modify, you can go down from the all fours, and then you can even use your blocks to bring the floor to you, and just take the leg out and the leg out, like so. Okay? With straightening the legs. All right, so downward facing dog. Feet together, left leg lifts, inhale. Knee to your right triceps, come up, up, up. Slide your left leg out. Walk your right foot back until your hips come down to the floor. Good. Now, rotate your rib cage to the left. Come down to the forearm and find a block for your head if you need it. Your right foot is active. Press the ball of your foot to the back of your mat. And then visualize your left sit bone is going towards your right sit bone. And relax here. Turn your palms towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. Breathe into your midsection, your mid back there. Poke it with your breath. Okay, slowly come up. Move the block out of your way. Look at your right leg, bend your right knee and bring it in. You're on your left hand. You could stay here, okay? There's no excuse. If you feel this is what you need to do, you stay here. That's amazing. Step 2, push, squeeze your inner thighs and lift your hips. The right glute has to work for you. Stay here or bend your knee towards you or lift up the leg. For 3, lift your hips for 2 and 1. Drop your left leg down, gaze to the top of your mat, pigeon pose, any way that feels good for you. Yeah. Take your time, organize your hips. I like to tuck my toes under first and find blocks and then lift my chest, so I'm opening those hip flexors, but your glutes have to be active. Draw the right hip forward. Breathing there. And then when you're ready, relax your hips, relax your right foot, come down to the floor or on blocks. Find your feminine energy, that Shakti. And hopefully notice how quickly you can transition from the high waves to the low waves with compassion, with mindfulness. And then with your next breath, come to your hands. Tuck your right toes under. 3-legged down dog. Just roll that hip a little bit. And then lower it down. Side B, I'm not going to go through all the cues like I told you, but I will guide you a little bit. Inhale, right leg up. Knee to your left tricep. Slide your right leg through. Walk your left foot back until your hips are down. Activate, come to your forearms. You can use a block. And breathe. Be mindful of your midsection. Breathe into the midsection like you have a balloon there. Slowly come to your hands. Look at your left leg, bend your left knee, bring it in. Stay here, 1. Depress the right shoulder back and in. Step 2, lift your hips. Wild thing. Step 3, lift your right leg. Breathe here for 3. Breathe 2. In 1, drop your right leg down, bend the right knee and find your pigeon pose. Slide the leg or maybe you go onto your back. Before you get settled, maybe you go on blocks. Tuck your left toes under and now glutes active, lift your chest up. Your knee can stay down for less intensity, or if you want to lift your left knee up, it's more intense. Keep drawing the left hip forward. Remember, less is more. Listen to your body. With less, you'll be able to dive way deeper into your tissue. And now ever so slowly, come down, walk your foot a little further back, relax the top of your foot, and rest your chest. If there's any tension, open your mouth, exhale it out. With your next breath, bring your hands towards you, shift your weight to the right, and then bring your left leg in front of you. Okay? Stretch out your legs in Upavishta Konasana. Flex your feet, internally rotate your hips. Lift your chest up. Good. And then you're going to find a block on the medium setting, on the low setting, sorry, but horizontal. And then take the soles of your feet on the block. Scoot your sit bones back a little, and then slide your hands under and over the block. Grab the block. Now draw the shoulders back, and then resist your arms to your legs any amount and bring your chest forward. Your core is active. Keep breathing. Now from here, slowly come up. Keep your feet where they are, and just we're going to lift the hips and scoot the hips forward and lay all the way down on your back. Cactus your arms. You can also take the outer blade of your feet to the edge of the block. That might feel even better. And open your back body, reversing all the forward fold. Keep your sacrum on the floor, even if your knees come up a little, it's okay. And then from there, inhale, bring your hands outside of your knees and bring your knees towards you. Grab your hands inside of your shins or your thighs or your feet or your heels, and then Upavishta Konasana here. Lengthen your sit bone. Feel free to bend one leg and then another. And then from the inner groin, you're lengthening towards the heel. Excellent. Slowly release it. Stretch out your legs. Give your hands a little massage. One hand like you're washing your hands. Imagine you were washing your hands and then wash your wrists. One hand at a time. Good. And then relax your arms. Lengthen your tailbone. Drop the shoulders down. Tuck your chin under and drop your ankles. Let everything be heavy here. And find that beautiful Shakti energy. Visualize a bride on her wedding day. Find the purity of your breath and the purity of your light and your inner beauty and love and compassion through every breath. Lace through your body. The next breath. Just wiggle your toes and bend your knees. And just find a block and come to a fetus pose. Once again, give yourself a little hug here, soft, very soft. And visualize that relationship between the fetus and the mom. Sometimes we have to be the fetus, sometimes we have to be the mom, sometimes we have to be the dad. And we are all of that within us. So as you seal your practice in this beautiful fetus pose, being cared for with compassion and love and wisdom, with a sense of safety. from that place of stillness. Connect your practice to your daily life. What you leave behind you, how do you celebrate your feminine energy? Like I said, even if you're male, we all have all of those energies within us. Push your top hand, extend your top leg, and come up to a seat, please. Bring your hands together into a lotus mudra, separate your middle three fingers, and feel the beautiful energy, the purity of the lotus flower, the vibrant energy. It didn't come from beautiful paradise, but it came from muddy water, which offers us hope, strength, resilience, beauty, and love. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you in person next Sunday and Tuesday. Bye-bye.